Hi guys, today I thought it would be fun to go over my New Year's resolutions with you all and basically check in on them. I did a video right at the beginning of the year on my New Year's resolutions, so if you haven't seen that, I will link it down below, but you don't have to actually watch that video to understand this video. So it's just if you're interested. But basically, just as a quick overview, I always like to do my New Year's resolutions in my planner so that it's really easy for me to go back and reflect on them. And I try to do it consistently throughout the year, definitely at least once a month. And I like to set up my resolutions kind of as a mini vision board so that it's really easy for me to look everything over without having to just read a list. Like that's like really boring. I kind of find the vision board a bit more inspiring, and it makes me, I don't know, it's just the way my mind works. This is more effective for me. So I've got a few things on here that I think are worth discussing, so I'm going to go right in. That being said, I may or may not go over some resolutions that I didn't even mention in my last video. Sorry, I feel like my hair is slowly choking me, so we're gonna get rid of it. Anyway, I may not have spoken about all of these resolutions in the last video because I know I just kind of touched on general areas. But if I feel like I have something to say about it, then I will just go ahead and talk about it. So one of my major goals of the year was actually an easier one, for me at least, and that was to drink 2 to 3 liters of water a day. So just to show you kind of like, I have it. Is that not focusing? Tap to focus? No, that didn't really work. Anyway, one of my goals is to drink 2 to 3 liters of water a day. I'm not going to bother showing you every single one because that didn't seem to work that well as far as legibility. I don't have the best handwriting anyway. But yeah, so I've actually been really good about drinking water every single day. I've always had definitely at least the 2 liters of water, and I've actually gone above and beyond, and you know, I've drank like 4 liters of water, 4.5 liters of water, and that is not including my intake of tea or coffee. And I just feel like it has made such a positive impact on just how I feel overall. I feel like things are moving like really well in my body. And I actually feel like, you know, I've been drinking more water, but I've lost, not a lot of weight, but I've lost like 5 pounds, which when you're not doing anything actually different with your diet, like that is actually really good. So yeah, drinking extra water has been very helpful. Another thing that I have written, read at least 1 book a month. So this is important to me because I love reading. I've kind of gotten out of the habit of reading because I used to always read hard copy books, like actual books, not necessarily hardcover. I just mean like actual books versus like ebooks. But with Riley, it's hard to read an actual book. So I want to at least read 1 book a month. Basically, I'm doing ebooks because that's what I can manage with her. A lot of times I'll be like in bed with her because she'll want me there while she's sleeping. So that's actually a perfect opportunity for me to read a book, and that's a lot more of a better way to spend my time than perusing the internet. So I have read a couple books this month, and that has been really good, and it's been really like beneficial for me as well. Just because I feel like I'm getting a lot of good information from the books that I'm reading. Plus I'm just reading some books for fun as well. They're not all like self-help books or like informational books, but it's been nice to get back into reading because I really enjoy reading. Another one that I think has been really, really, really helpful for me is uterine and abdominal massage. That was something that I had done before I got pregnant, and you're not supposed to do it while you're pregnant because then it can be dangerous. And I wanted to get back into it ever since I had Riley, but I just never made that pocket of time, even though doing both of them combined only takes like 3 minutes out of my day. So it's ridiculous that I couldn't figure out how to fit it into my schedule. But now that I'm doing it, like, it's just helped me so much. So I'm really, really happy that I'm getting back into doing that. The abdominal massage is really helpful for, basically it gets your intestines. You're kind of massaging your intestines. It sounds weird, but it's really helped move out a lot of old built up, essentially like a plaque of your intestinal wall of poop. Sounds gross, and it is like a TMI thing, but it's so beneficial that it's worth mentioning, right? And the uterine massage is really good for to your uterus health. It keeps like blood circulation going down there, and it helps with, if you have like a prolapse, it helps to stretch your ligaments, because a lot of times, especially with pregnancy, but there's lots of other things that can stretch your ligaments, like even just exercise. If you exercise a lot, it can tend to weaken them. But yeah, the uterine massage can help your ligaments pull back into place, like gain their elasticity back and pull your uterus back into a correct position. And I do believe that I have a prolapsed uterus from pushing Riley so hard for so long during my labor and delivery of her. Oh, so one of my other goals was actually for this channel to put up videos at least 2 to 3 times a week. I like to think that I am acing that. So maybe y'all aren't interested, but I feel a lot more productive doing it. So it makes me feel good about myself. And that's all that's really important, right? Let's see if I can find some ones that I'm not doing, like shame on me. Oh, walk Riley daily. Riley loves going on walks, and this has definitely not been happening. One of the reasons that she hasn't been going on her daily walks lately is actually because of my 2 to 3 liters of water a day thing. My body is not used to having all of that extra water yet, so I feel like I'm peeing a lot more often than I should be with this amount of water intake. And I used to drink this much water in the past, and I wasn't peeing as often as I am now. I also think that the prolapsed uterus has a lot to do with that, because it's putting a lot of extra pressure on my bladder. Plus there's just general incontinence issues after you have a baby. It's very common. So that is actually one of my other goals to work on, but I'm just not there yet. I think especially like with getting used to the amount of water that I'm drinking. So it's hard for me to take her for a walk, because I always end up having to pee like really shortly into it, and it just makes things hard. Especially like when Duncan's home, it's easier, because like then I can be like, can you walk her for a minute while I run inside and pee? But usually if he's home, he takes her for a walk anyway for me, so that I can get some stuff done around the house. But I like going out for a walk with her. I'd actually prefer that to being stuck in bed with her for her naps, because she usually likes to nap during her walks, but it's just not happening right now. So I do think I'll get there. It's just not happening at the moment, because my body's trying to get used to drinking the water. And you know, I'm fine with that, because she still gets her walks fairly regularly by my husband. And you know, honestly, she sleeps better in the bed anyway, so it's not the worst. Plus she had a phase this month where she wasn't enjoying the stroller, but she seems to have gotten out of that and she's enjoying the stroller again. Oh, make bread at home. And I put 1 time a month at least. Well, little did I know, because I just wanted to start creating this habit of making bread so I could, you know, I just wanted to get into this habit of doing it, because I've always wanted to get into bread making, but I've just kept making the excuse that, you know, with the baby, it's too hard, it's too time consuming. But you know what? I have fallen in love with making bread. I am like, I've got bread in the freezer, because, you know, we can only eat so much bread. Right now I've got a loaf of bread in my bread box, and I am like, I made such a big loaf that like I'm eating it every day, but I'm just like, oh, when am I gonna finish this bread so that I can make another loaf? Because I don't want to make another loaf while I still have some. I've got like rolls, and I've got dinner rolls and I've got hamburger rolls in the freezer, and I'm just like, I want to make more bread, but you can only eat so much. I love making bread. So that's actually been a really fun one because I've like found something that I'm like super, super passionate about. And actually I can say that making the bread at home has kind of like translated into a whole other new passion of mine and aspiration for the year that didn't make it on my list, but actually I should, now that I'm thinking about it, this is why it's really good to reflect on my goals, or my resolutions. I want to add in here to just make things at home in general and like stop with buying processed stuff, because when you make it at home, usually like you can cut out so many of these extra ingredients that aren't necessary. Plus you can make things healthier. I mean, if I make things at home, I have so much more access to organic base ingredients than I do to the finished products. So I can make a lot more organic at home, and a lot of times it's cheaper than what buying the non-organic conventional product of the same thing at the store would be. So you save money and you get a better quality of food. So one of the things that I want to get into making is tofu. I've looked it up. It's actually really easy to make tofu at home, like from just dried soybeans. And you can get dried soybeans like really easy. Organic ones, always try to do organic when you're doing soy. That's my opinion, but I definitely think that that is an important thing. But yeah, tofu's so easy. You can make tofu. All you need is water, soybeans, and lemon. And you can get into doing it with other things, but like just really basic ingredients, like how easy. Yeah, so I want to get into that. I just haven't got there yet because I need to order the soybeans and get a cheesecloth, blah, 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 blah. But that was just, I'm like going off on a tangent, but like a big, huge goal of mine is just to start making more at home. And I've already gotten into it, like, you know, doing our own beans from, you know, from dry versus buying them in the can. Like any little thing, like just make it at home. It's so much better. So yeah, and that all came from me wanting to make bread once a month. So that was a really good resolution for me because it's totally just spiraled out of control in a really positive way. So something that I haven't gotten into yet, but I really want to, is more plants around the house. I've got one behind me. I've got another one on the windowsill over there that you can't see. But I just want more plants in the house. I think it really improves the quality of the air in your house. You can get different plants are rated for different things as far as clearing pollutants out of the air. Obviously, you know, we have a nice reciprocal relationship with plants for air quality. So we give them what they need and they give us back what we need. You know, plants are great, and they also just make a space so much more inviting and homey feeling to me. I don't like just, I don't know how to say it, like just like, I don't know, like very sterile environments. They're not inviting. What else have I got on my list? Oh, one of my other major goals obviously went around fitness, and that was like to run once a week, to do yoga at least once a week. 100 squats a day. Let's just say that I started off the new year with a bang regarding those, and then Duncan went back to work and it's been really hard. So that has been hit and miss. So I need to figure out a way to work exercise in, because exercise is so important. I just need to figure it out. I don't know the answer to that. If you guys have the answer, leave it in the comments below. I could use some help. Anyway, though, this is 21 minutes long right now, so I'm going to stop there. I probably spoke about more than I wanted to anyway, or intended to. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was kind of just a chatty video, so sorry. But I just thought it would be fun. So anyways, like I said, I hope you guys enjoy this, and I will see you for my next video. Bye.